First, to run JavaScript, we need a compiler called node.js. So to download node.js, just come into this website and scroll a bit, and you could find the Windows installer, which is in the form of MSI. After you install it into your PC or laptop, just come into WebStorm or any IDE you would prefer to code JavaScript with it, but I recommend you to use WebStorm as it provides lots of feature than the most of the code editors out there in the market, and it's recently completely free for non-commercial use. So the first thing here is what is actually JavaScript is. JavaScript in high level programming language which is dynamically typed and which is a core technology for web development along with HTML and CSS, whereas HTML designs the structure and CSS gives the styling of the website, but JavaScript becomes the interactivity of the website. So we are going to cover 4 major topics in this video, which are printing values in the console and variables, data type and comments in JavaScript. So first, what is printing in the console? So if I run this empty file, I could see and means the output panel. The main thing where to print in the console means yet the first thing important in is console dot log. Log means print. So after you press log, you create a parenthesis and JavaScript knows that, and you could enter any value into it. It could be a number, string, boolean, etc. These are the data types in JavaScript, which we'll learn later in this video. So stay tuned. So first thing, to actually write something, you have to write actually print something. We will write like example Tarun, and if I run it, Tarun would be printed in the console. So after Tarun is printed, this is your first JavaScript program. So now the next topic is comments. So by the way, what is comments? Think you're working with a team where you wanna give a reminder, or you could tell to your teammates like, don't delete this line, work on this feature instead of me, or etc. Or even if you are doing a solo developing, or you want to keep reminders for yourself, could keep reminders for yourself, or you could even teach from comments. Like if you post this code into GitHub or any open source website, so someone would come and look into your code. So for them who are beginners, who don't know much about JavaScript, they don't know what's actually happening in the code. So we would explain them. How do we explain them? So that's why they created comments. So now if I write like this line over here, prints Tarun in the console, and if I run this now, we would get an error called like syntax error, unexpected token this. So even in the real language and all of the programming language, there's a set of rules. Like for English, there are things like grammar, tensors, like adjectives, etc. Even for coding, you have a set of instructions which you want to follow while writing code. So that means you couldn't write anything. You could write anything in the code editor, but everything doesn't work. So now I want to keep this line over here, prints Tarun in the console. I want to keep this line, but I doesn't want it to interfere with my actual code. So what can I do? I could do a comment. So to make a comment, just write /. That's enough. A comment is formed. That's it. Just as this easy. So here I could even write like your first program. So like this. So forgot /. So this is your first program. This is your first program, and this line over here prints Tarun in the console. So the next topic is variables. So what is actually variables? If you think variables, those are simple. Just think, imagine that you have a data which you want to store. How will you store it? Like even it's a physical data, you need to have a container. Even it could be physical container or a systematical container like our hard disk, SSD, etc. So variables is also an container. Write the syntax of creating variables. So first you write let and variable name is equals to value. So here first you have to write let and here write your variable name like which like I could call it A, B, C, D, anything. So there is also some set of rules to name a variable. Like you couldn't give a name of a person like XYZ 0045 something etc. So you wanna have a set of rule like words should be like have maximum to maximum 3 words and his name should not include number underscore like that we have set of rules for name in real life. So in JavaScript we have the first set of rule is you have to not put space in between. So now please just put a variable and without really actually like giving a space but you could see that here it's smaller v and at the name it is like it is big N. So in which we could see it and you could tell like variable name. So in this, so now that's the reason I wrote variable name in separate. Like I wrote the variable ones and with a bigger N so that we could read it easily. And your value, as I told, it could be anything. So now there are two ways to make a variable. First declare and assign and both together. So what if mean by declare and attain? Like assign. Think I'll just create a box for now. I don't wanna put it anything, but I know like if you know that you need a variable, but actually now you don't need it, you could just create it and keep it like an empty set of box. Like you have empty storage in which you could keep anything else. Like you could buy a hard disk for like how much you want. Like you buy the hard disk of like or SSD of 512 GB and for now you don't need this 512 GB but even then you keep it right like yeah for future in the future I need a lots of storage that's why you buy it. The same thing happens over here. You just declare it but not use it and to use it just at a is equals to 10. So now think what if I didn't wrote this. So now think if you have a data you want to store but you don't have SSD, HDD, a box, a container, anything. Like how can you store anything without a container or a database? So first, so that's why this is important. Or you could do the both the things at the same time. First, I let a is equals to 10, or you could change the value like b is can also be 10, etc. So now the next topic or and last topic is data types. So what is data types? So you know there are many data types in even real life. Like we have maths. Like maths only have many kind of data. Like it have matrix data. It have like ratio, minutes, seconds, radians, etc. But I don't want to include maths in it. So here Data types means what kind of data you which you can give into to the system. Like you cannot give a like data which you have created, like a data like which doesn't have any proper value. So like if I write this is a data like a slash is data, nobody could believe it. So even the computer also have a set of instructions that such a like only this kind of data should be entered into the console. So now there are different like there are mainly seven data types, but in this video we're gonna learn only five of them, which are strings, numbers, booleans, null, and undefined. So first, string. So now, what is a string? See here, I wrote here an like Tarun or any character inside this double quote or single quote. So here, Tarun or this whole value which is inside the brackets is a string. Anything, a set of characters under uh, double quotes or single quote is called a string, which like even a string can have anything inside it, but you cannot see it. Like this, I can write anything in it. I can write this, any symbol I want. Like nobody cares. Like you can write anything over here. So now string is this. So now what? Why do we use strings? So how can you tell your name if you don't have a variable string? Like what's your name? So even the word what's your name has English on it. Like it's also a string. So that's string. So if I write let my name is equals to Tarun Kumar. So now there is a feature of JavaScript to find which like now I know the value like here it's there like it's string. I could by seeing only could tell what is in the value. What if we are using another file and like connecting that file into this index.js file? So that time if you had to navigate to many files, like if you have one file, you could navigate and like easily click here and see what type it is. But if you have many files like that, it is hard to find what data type it is. So that by the way, like the web strongs feature, it shows it here. It shows you right. See string over here, number over here. That's cool. So what if you don't have any of this thing? Like you don't have WebStorm or using any other IDs or code editor like VS Code or etc etc. So now here you can just write console.log same thing like just for printing the value type of my name. Means it's like a basic in English. What is the type of the variable my name? Or you could directly write Tarun. And if I run this code, it tells me it's in string. So now here it tells me it's a type of string. What if I write here a number? It's a number. What is if I write 12.12? Even it's a number. What if I write so what if I write type of 10? What is the type of 10? It's a string. What is happening here? See here the of type 10 is string. So even if I write here another type of 10 which and if I run that again it gives me string over here. So first I'll tell what's happening. So type of 10 creates a answer in the form of like this, which is number. This is the output of this code. So what is the type of this means type of number like in this value it's a string. So it's a string which also comes as a form of string. After that, it becomes string. After that, what is the type of this value, which is also string? That's the reason if we run this, we get string over here instead of a number. So now this is a secret feature of data types and how to find a data type of a value or a variable. The next type is numbers. So any value which is positive, a numerical value which is positive, negative, zero, rational, irrational, and anything else, like even it's decimal, are called numbers. So if I write console dot log 123, it's an integer. 12.3, 12.2, and number. 123 is also a number. And what if I write 123 divided by 0, and if I write type of it, type of, which is like it cannot be done, like 0 cannot be. That's why it gives me NaN, which means the value is, we cannot find the value, like what is like infinite, like it can the value of 1 1 2 3 divided by 0 can be anything, like it's not like undefined also, and it's NaN. That's it. Means the value it cannot divide it, not possible. So the next thing here, the next data type actually is Boolean, or you can even call it bool. So think you're creating a game. So you wanna have specific conditions, right? By the way, we learn conditional statements in the upcoming videos. So think like if the player health is zero, if the player health is zero is true, then kill him. If the hunger bar is like more than 7, the hunger bar is more than 17, so increase stamina by 1%, or if the hunger value is less than the value, decrease the value by 7%. Like you can use like if the value is true, are you a programmer? Yes. Am I a programmer? Yes. Like that, true or false are there. Like if the thing is true, do this. If the thing is false, do something else, like that. So now I'll write a type of true. So to write true, like other languages like Python, we use capital T to write true, but here we just write normal, just true, and we will just write here console dot log. So now if I run this file, we'll get boolean, and I will just like um comment it, and now it's boolean, or you could even call as bool. So the next thing and the last two topics of data types are null, undefined, undefined, which means, so now I'm going to teach the both of this at the same time. You see like what is null and undefined. Null means also called as like none, also seen as none, and undefined, which is also kind of null or none. So like how can you understand it? So now first, what is null? So if I make a variable called let uh, value be null, which means I'm intentionally making it null, intentionally making the variable store nothing. Like if the player dies and respawns, the inventory should be null. Means it should be nothing. The inventory should be nothing. Like it should have any previous anything with it. And undefined means just as I told, just creating an empty container. So there's you could see the difference, right? Like intentionally making the um intentionally making something none, or like we're doing something which we need, like I write a C. So now I'm just like creating it, like I'm not it's kind of undefined, like there's no proper value for it. I could put anything in this, like if I put a number, I could put a number, I could put a string, and many things else, like string and all the other data types which I taught just now. So now here, that's it for this video, and please like and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.